Oh, I'm trying to take this off. Jeez. Okay. Hey there, Nina. Yeah, probably won't be on too long. I was freezing. I was sitting down that end trying to get a better signal. I walked all around the club inside where it's nice and warm. They got the heaters going in there. But out here, because there's no wind, it's getting hotter and hotter. This top half is sweating to death. The bottom half is cold. It's really weird experience. And because I'm out in the sun, I'm going to need to do this. Hey there, Chris. Okay, Chris, so what are we doing for you? I'll just put these on with the sunny on the outside of it. Yeah, I probably won't be on too long. My hair's growing super fast. Yeah, probably ever since I had that trim. I was thinking of going and getting it trimmed again. I noticed when I wash it that it's really jagged up here where she's cut a lot off here. And at the back, like these pieces should match these and they're longer, you know? Yeah. All right. The other day I had a terrible insult. I was at the club with my husband at night and he was at a committee meeting, right? And there's this woman in the Illawarra, and I think she's like 75 years old. Her hair is here and it's white, and I think she has a fringe. I'm not sure whether she has it straight down, like, you know. Anyway, it's white, grey white. And this woman is like 10, 15 years older than me. She's got short white hair. I look nothing like her. Someone in the committee meeting looked across the room and seen me standing there and said, oh, if you've got to go talk to her, there she is over there. And when my husband told me that someone thought I was her standing there, I felt extremely insulted. I thought, oh, well, that's wonderful. I look like a 75-year-old white-haired old woman. I know I'm old, you know, but I'm not 75. I know that much. What's happening? Yeah, the butterfly shirt. Yeah, this is another Sheen thing. This was a markdown. I think it was marked down from like $17, and they were selling them out for $6 Australian or $7 Australian. Anyway, it was a markdown. Normally everything I buy from there is a markdown. May you know what Larry wants from you. The sticky situation I've seen. Deception because he called again. No attitude or anything, but I told him you're busy. Okay, so let's see what's going on with Larry. Look, girls, if anybody else is coming in and they're wanting readings and everything, Mystic's already donated. Okay, let me just check what's going on with donations. It's Mystic. She's donated for a mini reading. Where's my pen? Can't find the pen. Huh. Got a pen in here. Yes, I have. There we go. All right. So we've got Chris, detailed, and then we have Mystic, which is Francesca. Mini. Okay, so if you are wanting a reading, please just wait till I get these two done. I'm not too sure what's going to be happening in here. At the moment, like I said, it's nice and warm out here. I think a lot of people, they're getting out of their cars, they're coming here for lunch and they're going, oh, it's really cold, I'm not going outside. But yeah, hopefully they stay away from here. I'm trying to get these straight because they keep falling lopsided, these glasses. All right. pause on readings. Thank you. All right. So Mystic, we need you to leave your question ready. That way, if you have to step away or something, we'll put a timestamp when we get to you. Okay, so you're after this reading. So let's get started on Crystal's reading. I want to know what's going on with Larry. What's Larry's movements and intentions? Okay, so let's show me what's going on around Larry. Crystal's had a lot of contact going on from Larry lately. What's going on there? What's he wanting to happen between him and Chris? What's Larry wanting? Now, we won't include the other person in this because this is specific about Larry, okay? I suppose if the Jack or the King of Clubs independently comes up somewhere with a 3, we'll have to include him. But let's just see, what's he want between you and him to eventuate? What's he hoping for? What's Larry hoping for with Crystal? Why does he keep contacting and reaching out? Is there a sticky situation coming up? We were woken up this morning around 5:30 with sirens and things going on. Then my husband got up at about 6:45, went to the bathroom, and I'm like, oh, I hope he's not staying up because I'm so tired. Anyway, he came back to bed and we both fell asleep till after 9. So I needed it. And I had strange dreams as well about a friend of mine and her husband not doing too well. So I haven't heard from her in a long time. Okay, Chris. He has 2 cards here that would represent family, unity, talking the talk and truth. But in between it all, we have cards that would represent somebody that's just not coping too well with things. Think of the ace as his head, and his head is upside down. This is where somebody's like, this is not what I wanted to happen. This is not where I want things to go. He's feeling frustration about the plans that were made and where things have gone. Okay, so the 7 of Spades is where he feels that you have gone on a different journey to where you 2 were going. He's getting frustrated here. This is where somebody's getting seething and they're sort of like, what can I do to change this? And it's sort of like this, oh, I don't know what to do anymore, okay? As I said, the ace is telling me about up here in his head where he's just getting this, it's almost like a defeatist attitude that I can't do anything to change what's going on. Maybe if I call her, maybe if we talk, maybe if I let her know I miss her or I miss hearing from her, or maybe we can try and mend what's going wrong. This here would represent drinking alcohol. I feel a lot of these things come to mind when he's having a bit of something to drink. And this here is a jealousy around somebody else that's involved in your life, which we know who that is. All right, so this is his plan. This is what's up against him, though. So sitting in what's up against him is the heart, the Ace of Hearts. He's thought of the love, the connection, okay? The 10 of Diamonds is usually family and celebration and getting together and talking about buying property together or getting a new job. So this is sitting in his challenge area. His challenge is money. His challenge is his connection with you. His challenge is about apologies and remorse and sadness and trying to reunite with you. I keep feeling like there's someone standing here. That's why I'm looking over there. There's nobody there, and it's freaking me out. He's also with this King of Hearts here. His challenge is being your partner, being your person, being the person that's there for you, okay? And then his challenge is your connection with him. So all of this would be nice if this is what he's trying to achieve, but this is all sitting in his challenge area of how can he have this with you again? Okay? In the middle is you. You're at the top of his plan. And funny enough, you got King and Queen of Hearts in the one reading, which is husband and wife. We also have this wanting to sit down and structure some kind of plan with you. Let's try something. Let's learn what went wrong with both of us. What can we do now? We then have two kings here. Now, the King of Clubs has shown up, which I believe is G. And he knows that there's a third wheel here in this picture with you. That anything where he's trying to be with you, trying to sort things out, trying to sit down and are you still moving? Are you going to move? Am I going to move with you? Are we going to be together? Okay. This also could mean that he knows that not only is G in the picture, but you could have multiple people that want to have you by their side. He wants to be the King of Hearts and the King of Diamonds, which is the partner. Now, the outcome, unfortunately, is showing all of this. It's showing gossip and talk going on with a female. Now, this could be some third party on his side coming in saying, I seen this, I heard that, I was at the park, I seen her with these people, I've heard through the grapevine that these two are making plans, whatever. It could be his own mother. But yeah, there's definitely negative conversation going on here about divorce in the future, and the contract's still sitting in reverse. Now, you do have a red 2 and a black 2, which is showing me it's trying to pull it together, but knowing that wanting to rip up the divorce, but the divorce is sitting there, and then feeling like this would be the wrong move to do things. It's the wrong move. So his plans and intentions are trying to maybe get in the middle of this connection you have with G, trying to contact you and waiting for you to get back to him. You said you were busy, so waiting for you to get back to him to maybe try to have a friendship. Now, from what I know about other people's relationships and things like that, if you are definitely done and moving forward and you're in this new relationship, you're talking about, you know, moving and marriage and babies and whatever you're talking about, if your ex became a very close confidant and a friend, it's not going to play well with the new journey that you're on. But if this person doesn't become the ex and they're still there and there's a chance, he may feel that he can disrupt where you're going with this person and possibly be back where he needs to be with you. It doesn't look like it works, though. The outcome cards are very black. The outcome cards are showing somebody else that's interfering in the conversations in his plan. The last row, Chris, were all negative, but they had a different female sitting there. Everything else was about you, him, and pulling it back together, talking truth, making plans, turning this whole thing around, making it a more pleasant situation. It was showing a 3, which can just be a connection between two people where they rely on each other. They can turn to each other if they need to. They can talk to each other. And I feel that anything he's going through of a negative nature, he knows that you're the person that can help straighten him out with what he needs to do. And I feel that that's why he's contacting you, because he knows that you're the normal person. You're the straight person. You're the person that talks sensible, not talks about getting back or you know, all these stupid things that come out of these other people's mouths. You're the intelligent, beautiful, normal person. So I feel his intentions at the moment are trying to be that with you. But also I feel that the sticky situation is the closer you become to G and the more plans you make with G, the more and more distant your connection to him gets. And he's probably thinking, if I get involved there, if she starts to have continual talks with me, if I keep ringing her and she picks up, maybe he's going to be there, maybe it's going to piss him off. So I feel that he's trying to ruin what you have, but I don't feel that he's going to fix and bring the marriage back, because the outcome cards are showing the divorce paper and the divorce. It is in reverse, which is reversing that divorce, but then you've got divorce sitting there, which means it still goes ahead. Anyway, let's do top and bottom of these. The buzzer's been going for a little bit here. Up next, we've got Francesca with a mini. Has anybody else asked about a reading, or are we finished after Francesca? Is anybody else in the room? If you are in the room and you have been waiting, let Nina and Crystal know that you would like a reading, and we may be able to do another one. What else does Crystal need to hear about what's going on with Larry? What's his plan? What's he going to do? He wants to be victorious. This is sitting in his problem area. He wants to succeed. He wants to be the winner. He wants to know. He's trying to manifest. So these two things are sitting in his challenge area with you. Where he's going to go, this is all about guilt and remorse and apologies and trying to reconcile with you. Five of Cups energy is sitting here. He feels that you're very strong with it's your way or the highway. If you literally look at this, this is sitting first where, please, Chris, listen to me. You know, can we just talk? Can we just, you know? And if you look at the two cards, the Queen is like, not right now. I'm busy. I might call you back. I'm busy. I'm not answering the phone. So I feel that this is where he's at. He's trying to have this conversation. He's trying to get things out, but it looks like he's not being very articulate when he does talk to you. I mean, he had a chance where you were in the same room with him and he could have said, oh, look, you know, do you want to meet me tomorrow, or do you want to, and nothing happened, you know. I'm talking about when you went to the church, the comedian thing. Outcomes, what you might need to look at is Two of Cups is in reverse with what his plans are. I feel that this is what he wants to happen with you and G. I think he's trying to disrupt this, what you have with G, and turn it into a questionable connection. I also feel that he does have some tricks up his sleeve here. He's trying to find out more information at the moment. Who is this person? Where are you Where are you meeting up? Possibly this is why going by your house at random hours or whatever. I would be setting up cameras like what I think it was Erica set up cameras on the front pointing at the road just to see you know, what's going on out there, how often this person's coming around. Anyway, that's what we got, Chris. I'm hoping he's doing this for the right reasons, because he misses you. He wants to try and make it work, and at the very least have a friendship and a connection with you, and that he's not doing it just despite the other person. Instead of wishing you well and happiness, if that's where you're going with this person, which I believe it is, that, hey, if I get in her face enough, maybe I can break this up, and then, you know, then I've got victory about it. So that's what I feel I'm picking up on there. But I think it's all too much too late, to be honest, you know. Anyway, Mystic Road for a mini. I have been texting Doug, the Gemini, and was wondering his thoughts and feelings towards me. Doug, the Gemini. Is this the guy that's in the halfway house situation? Is that you? Or am I? No, that's Tisha, isn't it? I might be getting you mixed up with, I've got a couple of newbies on my channel. No, so that's not you? Okay, I think that's Tisha. Tisha's got some guy that she's in connection with. Okay, so, okay, this is just a friendship with Doug. Am I correct that Doug the Gemini is actually married as well? Is that the one? Am I on the right track here? You and him are friends, but he's actually married and not available right now. Yes. Okay, thank you. All right, so you wanted to know what happened. You've been texting him, wondering what's his thoughts and feelings towards you. Okay. Sticky situation. Being a wife myself, I would really not like knowing that there's somebody texting my husband and that he had any feelings whatsoever for somebody else, but it happens. All right, here we go. Doug the Gemini. Doug the Gemini. And I'm pretty sure my husband wouldn't like to know that I'm having text messages coming from somebody that I have any kind of connection to. Anyway, this is your journey. Somebody always gets hurt, but, you know, somebody always gets hurt. Anyway, let's see. Doug has been receiving messages, Doug the Gemini, from Francesca. They are just friends. They have a connection. He's married. How does he actually feel? What's he think about when he gets these messages and everything? How does he actually feel about her? Now, we're going to nominate that anything that comes out king and queen of the same suit, whether it be clubs, spades, swords, whatever, hearts, that is him and his wife. Anything that comes out where we've got a king of clubs and let's say a queen of hearts, well, you're the queen of hearts because this is your reading, unless it comes out with the king of hearts. That would be husband and wife, okay? So we nominate that a single queen and a different king is you and him. Anyway, how's he feel about her? What's the energy there? She's been sending messages. What's he feel when he thinks about Francesca? Ooh. Okay. First card out is this is about stop, finished, done. Okay. Now, this also can represent a court building. So I don't know if he's planning on divorcing or his relationship's no good, but these two usually together, if we had a document, which we don't, this usually means where somebody, they hear from you and they think about that if they were to get divorced or something happened to the partner, that then they could look into something. He feels irresponsible with messages coming in. This is where somebody takes care of the kids, takes care of their wife or their husband. So this is where somebody feels the irresponsibility about it all and trying to take care of responsibility and turn it around. This is where somebody's in two minds about, I'm not doing anything wrong. This is okay. I'm just talking. I am doing something wrong. I shouldn't be talking to this person. Okay. This is also about a plan that is not acceptable with his own way he thinks about doing things, because this road for him, he's looking at, this leads to separation. Now, down here, we have the Jack and the Queen sitting side by side. This would be husband and wife at the bottom of the reading, but we also have him looking at information coming in and feeling a bit of, I wish we could go out and have something to eat together. I wish that we could go and watch a movie together. And I'm not seeing anything to do with the sexual feeling or anything like that. This is just where somebody wishes that when this comes in. Now, if you sent him a message saying, look, is there any chance that if I was in your area, would you be able to come and meet me for a coffee? Just as friends, could we have a talk? This would be a non-accepting of that invitation, okay? You went out. Okay, so this is sort of, he's thinking, I don't think this is a good move, but he does like the idea at the same time. But the reason he thinks it's not a good idea, no, I don't think I should do this again, is because we've got the wife sitting right beside him over here, okay? And he knows that even if it was just sitting there talking about the weather, her husband's out with another woman and it's not on. Unless she's fully aware of it and she's invited, it's just not on. over here, he's sometimes thinks about he shouldn't be talking. This is where somebody shuts down. And so sometimes you might send a message and not get a message for a long time. This could mean one of two things: that she is around when you send a message and he can't reply, or he's thinking, I just need to leave that alone and not go there. The outcome we have is you sitting here. This can be where times of frustration and anger, because you just feel like, is this going to go somewhere, or is this going to stop? Is this going to start? And then there is this surprise card of a possible get-together. So I feel it's a very up and down energy I'm getting from him. I don't see anything to do with, I don't know if you're thinking that maybe he feels some kind of desire thing there. The only thing I was seeing was, if he does get together with you, it's got to be in a group situation, a public place, so it could be easily explained if something did come up. Okay? The only reason I'm saying that is because the wife was sitting side by side with the same thing. Will he reach out before? Will he reach out to me before I ever reach out to him again? Okay, well, we'll use these because the reading's finished, the buzzer's gone. We'll use these for that part of the question. Who's going to reach out to who? Top three cards are what's going to happen in regards to him, Doug. Bottom three cards are what's going to happen with Francesca. Which person will reach out to the other? Will there be a connection? Okay, first card out is betrayal for him. Betrayal, and it's a heavy load. So this is telling me no, no. If you took these cards as red or black, these are two big black cards that mean no about reaching out. This is because of betrayal and that it's too much. It's a heavy burden doing this. And he hasn't got the strength. These two cards are telling me he hasn't got the strength to do it. He doesn't want the consequences of what's going to happen there. You, on the other hand, you have this wanting to get together thing. You have this holding on to the situation with this person, and you have giving some kind of opportunity here in the near future. So I'm wondering whether, if it's not him coming and reaching out to you and you're determined that you're not going to reach out to him, whether you're going to be presented with as somebody else in the very near future. Because this is sort of like, if he can't give you this getting together in a public place, just enjoying a coffee and talking like people that work together or whatever. The Four of Pentacles, which is somebody holding on, was in reverse when I picked it up off here. It was in reverse like that. So that could mean where you're going to slowly decide about letting this connection go and seeing what your other option is with the Two of Wands. So those cards, both sections are telling me you would be the one that offers some kind of get together, but his cards are saying no at this time. Now, don't forget though, Francesca, this type of reading is only like sort of for the next couple of weeks or so. This is not a long-term kind of look at 6 months down the track or next year, or maybe next time when you have a mini reading, say, what will the connection be between me and Doug in 6 months' time or next year? You know, what will the connection be? Or what's the connection like between him and his partner, you know? No, that's where you send a message and say about, you know, are we, you know, would you ever think about going out somewhere, or, you know, but it's like where you're deciding whether you're holding on to this or not. Anyway, I don't think anybody else paid, did they? You can donate again if nobody else has. Nobody else donated, did they? Let me just go and check. What do you want to look at? I wasn't telling you that, you know, maybe next time to try and force your hand to make another donation. If you didn't want to do another donation today, maybe next week or whatever, it's up to you though. So did you want another mini reading or? Is there anybody else in the room that's watching that was wanting a reading but everything's been on pause? Because absolutely nobody. It's now 1 o'clock. Lunchtime opened up at 11:30, and there's absolutely nobody has even stepped foot out here, not even a person that smokes over here. I'm wondering, Chris, when I was doing your reading, I kept feeling somebody standing here, and after I finished your reading, it stopped. Like if you look back on the reading, you'll see me look over there, I think 3 times, because I literally, there are 2 sculptures, and there's sculptures over there. See the sculptures over here, and there's a heater. But it was like I could see somebody in jeans and a long sleeve shirt. I think it was a male. Yeah, I definitely I thought somebody was standing over there having a cigarette, and there was nobody there. So that was during your reading, Chris. So what have we decided? Okay, so do that, what I stated. Oh, where will you be? Where will this connection between you and Doug be in 6 months' time? We could do 6 months on the left and 12 months on the right, depending on what 6 months says. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Okay, so Mystic Road, Francesca wants to know, in about 6 months' time, which will take us to nearing Christmas time, Thanksgiving time, November, December time, where will this connection between Francesca and Doug be? Will they be friends? Will they be talking? Will they meet each other during that time? And when we get to these cards, if we get a good result here that you're still connected or something, we'll say 12 months. Where will Doug and Francesca be in regards to their friendship, their connection, by the end of this year? His birthday's tomorrow. Well, you've got to send a message for his birthday. Wow. That's a normal thing to do, whether you're a work colleague, a best friend, a family member. You're going to like what I'm seeing here in 6 months. 6 months, the bottom of the deck is showing about some kind of getting together or some kind of talking about a reunion and doing something again. Look what we've got in 6 months' time. Now, you do have another character showing up in your reading. There is 2 men in your reading in 6 months' time. One of them would be Doug. I'm assuming this one here. And this is something about a wish that came true, a plan that went through, but there's an actual other male here as well. And it's showing third party on your side in 6 months' time. So what that would mean to me is that between now and December, you're possibly going to start some kind of friendship or something with somebody else. Now, the description of this somebody else would be somebody that's either military, works law, could be in education, could be in taxation. They may be a nighttime kind of worker person, nighttime kind of energy. If they don't do any of those things, they might have jet black hair, dark eyes. I'm just seeing some kind of connection going on still there with Doug, but there's somebody else in the picture that you're talking to or possibly even going out with. We have things going on here where this is a heart connection and taking care of responsibilities, his end and your end, and talking about how things are progressing with the 2 of you. There's definitely still something there. Oh my gosh. This doesn't come along very often. You have triple ace. Triple ace in a reading means things that you're hoping for and wanting, they're going to happen and they're going to unfold over the next 12 months. So this is literally telling me that you're still going to be connected to Doug in some form. It's not showing you 2 in a relationship. It is showing a touchy-feely kind of friendship where it's not touchy-feely, touch and go kind of friendship where 1 minute it feels like it's fully on, and then it feels like it's sort of drifted apart again. But the triple aces is telling me that at least a year from now, that this thing is going to be still, a connection is there. Your outcome with him, you're going to like this. 8s are about birthday celebrations, get-togethers, buying gifts for each other. So this is talking about you two going out for dinner, or this is more than just talking over the phone. If it was a black 8, I'd say it's just over the phone. But these two are telling me about actually being out and about with a group of people. He's going to choose to step out of what he's doing. Okay, and just to finish off, the buzzer's going. We'll just do top and bottom of these. Did you want me with these for the end of your reading? Do you want me to ask, in 6 months' time, what is the connection between Doug and his wife? Do you want me to see what that is with these, or do you want me to say a year from now, you and Doug? Which way do you want me to go with that? About him and his wife, the relationship 6 months from now, because that looks really good. It looks like you are still connected, and a lot of things have started to unfold, and it actually looks like you have met each other. Okay, so which one are you saying yes? The marriage or used to? You and him. Okay. A year from now, what does Francesca need to see about her and Doug a year from now? Now, what I want you to do is, from my channel, I want you to go to psychicrevelations.com and look up these cards there, and go to relationship and friendship and general meaning, and have a look what that has to say, because there's very, very detailed meanings on that site. Okay, psychicrevelation.com, tarot interpretation. So get a pen and paper or whatever, write down what cards I pulled for you and Doug a year from now. Okay, now because they're flipped, I'm going to read them now, 3 from the top and 3 from the bottom. Okay, some of them are upside down, so you need to write down that they're upside down. We have 6 of Pentacles in reverse, the World in reverse, and then we have the Knight of Wands. Now, I can tell you straight up that in a year from now, this is flirty behavior. It doesn't have to be him. It could be you, even though it's a male card. But this is definitely like someone you want to be around. The sun's gone away, so I'll just take them off. Yeah, so this is like a year from now. There's still some sort of flirty, fun activity going on. There's some kind of offer coming up. Now, the 6 of Pentacles is normally where somebody gives you a little bit, not enough. It's also about sharing, remembering to share with what's going on. When it's in reverse, I've always felt the 6 of Pentacles is about responsibilities, financial responsibilities, and just basically where you don't feel you've got enough energy or time to be in 2 places at once. So maybe that's the meaning there. The World is normally about where something's come to an end and it's final. This would be in reverse because the connection between the 2 of you in a year's time, it's still present. Okay. The next card you need to look up on that site is the King of Cups. Now, you do have 2 kings in this reading, so I'm wondering whether that in a year's time you're in a stronger relationship with whoever it is that's coming along in the next 6 months. You're still waiting around for something with him, and this is avoiding some kind of disaster in the near future. Well, a year from now. You've got Tower. So these are the cards you've got to look up. The King of Cups upright, the Hangman upright, and the Tower in reverse. To me, a Tower is all about separation, disaster, divorce, all of this sort of thing. When it's in reverse, I feel like it's where something was done to prevent disaster. Okay? and something not being as bad as you thought it was going to be. I do find it curious that both styles of readings for you on this matter show two separate kings. One is Doug, the other one is somebody else. And in that deck, we had somebody else showing up as the King of Hearts, the King of Cups. He's somebody that wants to hold your hand, be by your side, no matter what. Maybe it's him, maybe the two kings are showing up to show two different sides of Doug, but I'm feeling that what I'm getting here is this is two different people, and that you and Doug, he'll still be in the picture, you'll still think about him, but you're going to be moved on, you're going to be with somebody. Okay? Okay, so, really, Chris made a payment again? Let me just go and check what's going on in PayPal. 2 minis for Alyssa, so let's get started with that. Alyssa, we need your reading straight away. What's written up here? General mini reading. So the first one is just general, whatever comes out, yeah? For you, Alyssa. Yeah, so go to that site now, Francesca, and have a look what those are. General reading, career and love. Okay, general for both. So hang on. So a mini on career and money and everything, and then a general mini on love and relationships, yeah? Separate the two. Yep. Yeah. Okay. I'll just wait till you say yep. Is she still here? Alyssa still here? Starting to get cold now. Ugh. Time to put the jacket back on. I hope you can't hear that song. It's very loud. And guess what, Alyssa? Guess what is playing right now when I got to your reading? Can you hear it? It's the ABBA song, Fernando. Oh my God. Can you believe that? The timing of that? Out of all the songs that are playing, Alyssa comes into the room, makes a donation. I get to her reading. She wants a reading on her work and that, and love, 2 mini readings. And that song is playing. Like, seriously. Okay, 2 minis. So let's start with, because that's playing, we're going to do the love one first, okay? So I can't believe that song is playing. It's giving me goose pimples. He needs to wise up. Love reading for Alyssa. What's she need to know? What's coming? Now, we will nominate that Mr. Fernando is the clubs, the Jack and King of clubs in this reading. Okay? What's Alyssa need to hear about love coming up towards her? Oh, we have Mr. Fernando, and we have another character. Oh, and we have another one. And we have another one. Wow. Okay. So Mr. Fernando came out with this wishful stuff. The 9 of Hearts is where you're wishing, you're hoping, you're wondering, and there is this, this feeling. Then we have a situation coming up with somebody else here. The Jack of Spades would represent someone that's very secretive. This could be a secret admirer. This person's not too sure whether you're finished with a relationship, still in a relationship. They may be aware of you. They may know about Fernando. But there's definitely 2 separate energies here. One where there's a possible mending going on, and another one where they're almost like a secret admirer. You have another one down here. The end of your reading shows me you in a relationship with Mr. Wonderful here. This person, he's got money, he's got a job, he's got a career path. Everything's going on really well here. It could be somebody within work. You're teaming up with this person. It could be where he feels it could be the same guy up here, and it's just showing me different facets of him. There is a bit of sadness and depression and sort of frustration around your feelings in relationships and everything. Guys, I'm probably going to be finished after this reading, so let's just close all readings now. I didn't realise what time it was, so I'm assuming we're going to be leaving soon. This tells me about you. You're at home and you might have had a bit of a hard day at work or something like that, and you come home and you just get into this rut with, you know, why did this happen? Why am I not doing this and that right now? Why is this person with that person? You know, and it's where you're angry, you're frustrated, you're disappointed. Okay. And then we have the Seven of Hearts energy. This is you starting to turn your life around in the love area. You're starting to look at what are your options? Who is out there? Who's shown you some interest? Who asked you to go and have a coffee, or did you want to come to some show or something? Maybe they wanted you more than they were saying what they were wanting, you know? But you've got options here on the table. You've got Jack of Hearts, Jack of Clubs, Jack of Spades, and the King of Diamonds. You've got every suit here, which is telling me in regards to love, take your pick. What do you want? What is available and what do you want? Because it looks like you could have what you want if you start reaching for it. You've got 2, 4, 6 in the middle. So this tells me that what you're wanting is, this is where two people, they're perfect. They're on the same level as each other, but you're wanting the hearts, but you're willing to accept that you'll have a relationship with somebody and it doesn't have to have everything in it, because you're willing to have it as long as it's somebody that's going to be with you, talking about marriage and family and being together, and that's what you're looking for. But it looks to me like you're willing to let go of certain things for the sake of just having it, instead of going, I really feel something for this person, let's explore it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Let's try the next one. But it's like going for second best because first best is not available to you. Okay? It does look like you're going to have a soulmate connection coming towards you in the very near future. Who it is, it's Mr. King of Diamonds. King of Diamonds is supportive, good job, good money, wears nice clothing, smells of the most expensive cologne, not overpowering, cheap bottom basement stuff that costs $2. Oh, not that there's anything wrong with that, you know, like as long as you're clean. Anyway, the only reason I say that is the other day I was at the gym, and just as I was getting my stuff to leave, 2 young fellas come in, and I don't know which one was wearing it or both of them, and it was like this big cloud of cologne that I was choking on it. And even my husband said, what the hell is that perfume? I said, it's those 2 young fellas there. They're about 18 years old. Anyway, let's just finish this one off. Love for Alyssa. What's coming for love? There's a love song playing at the moment, Roy Orbison. Sad love song. What's coming for Alyssa in love? Maybe we should do something like I just did for the other one. Not today, Alyssa. What I did for the other lady was I said, a year from now or 6 months from now, where will she be with that person? Where will you and Fernando be in 6 months' time? Where will this thing be? Maybe we should do that next time. All right, Alyssa, we have in love, this could represent somebody that's Leo energy is coming towards you. It could also mean that around August time, there's going to be a connection. You may be invited, this is not your wedding, but you may be invited to a wedding or some kind of celebration coming up where you're going to possibly be meeting someone. The other way of looking at this is where somebody's relationship currently is not doing too well, and the person you're meeting is currently in a relationship and maybe getting out of the relationship. Emotionally, you're going to be spending some time coming up where you're emotionally letting go of someone and something. And you've got something you've been wishing for coming towards you in the very near future. Now, you do have cards here that normally represent pregnancy and a baby So there's some news coming in about a pregnancy and a baby, maybe in August, or maybe this baby's going to be born in August for whoever that may be. That's just on a side note. That's something else. Attract the ladies. It's too much. Oh, yeah. Well, these two young fellas, whoever was wearing it, or both of them might have been wearing it, was like they literally pulled up in their car and went and walked into the gym, and it was just this cloud. If it had colour, it would have been this big pink poof of cloud around them. It was overbearing. And it happened to me, I was using that machine where you pull it down, you sit down and you pull the bar down. And this guy came beside me pulling this thing with his arm right here, about 3 foot away from me. I had to get up and move. I couldn't breathe. It stunk. It was so strong. All right, let's do your second one. This is changing about getting ready and moving, and we're doing a career reading now. I'll have to take notice of the songs that are in the background when I'm doing readings in the future. Isn't it funny today? We had Fernando's song come on with Alyssa. Before that, when I was reading for Chris, there was somebody standing over here, some male energy standing there. Really weird. Now, sometimes it's not a spirit. When I see someone standing there, it can be a message from that particular person who's alive and well, that they're trying to reach out to you, Chris. So if you know somebody wearing a long sleeve, I'd like to say cream and blue shirt. I'm going to restart this clock for you, Alyssa. Yeah, so Chris, if you know somebody with jeans, tallish, more towards the slimmer side than the thing. I don't know how old. Long sleeve, almost like one of those, what do they call them? Like they're like a Scottish print thing, like a Western shirt, but blue and yellow and black with the shirt with the crisscross pattern and everything, and then pale blue jeans, smokes cigarettes. I don't know if this person's in spirit or alive. Fairly slim and tall. I'd say 5'10", maybe taller. Couldn't see their hair, their head. All I could see was the cigarette and the smoke, and I thought it was just someone standing there smoking. But there was something to do with a caramel pair of pants as well. Caramel coloured pair of cargo pants as well. Anyway, Chris, I'll just throw that out to you. You can think about that. All right, let's get this clock started. Career for Alyssa, and then we're finished for the day, guys. Chris, you made another payment. What was that for? Alyssa, because I may get it done depending on what it was. General reading on work and career. Wow. Have you applied for something new, Alyssa? Wow, there's a big turnaround. You got 4 10s here. Are you thinking of getting into real estate, selling real estate, starting your own business? You've got all the 10s. You've got the Ace of Hearts, which tells me this is more about something you're very passionate about doing, not so much about I'm going to get big money or whatever, but the money is going from 4 to 10 to 3 to 5 to 8. So this is where it looks to me like it's work where you get bonuses and you have to put out money to get money coming in. But 4 10s normally means buying property or going into a totally new business or a new structure or owning your own business. You have some kind of supportive character here. The King of Hearts is usually a father figure or somebody who sort of takes you under their wing and helps and guides you. There is something coming to an end, but this thing coming to an end in your career path introduces you to a whole new thing. So if there's something you've been wanting to do for years, something that involves some kind of travel, because you've got 555 here, 5 means something and 10 means something to you in this job. So you've got 10, 20, 30 and 40, 5, 10 and 15. So those numbers all mean something to do with this work. There is a new friendship, a new beginning coming in regards to work. But I like your outcome cards. Your outcome cards are showing working for decent money, and it's something you're really good at and something you like doing. You will be going through some kind of, this could be a legal kind of work or a government kind of work. There's a lot of men around you in the job. So I can't remember what your career is, but there's either a lot of male energy or a lot of children, which would be school and teaching, or you're going to be traveling backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. You may even be getting on a plane and going overseas to work somewhere else. But whatever this is, it's very, very, very positive. There will be times where you're like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then suddenly you get some kind of government bonus or something that helps you. You may be going to go back to university to totally change what it is that you do for a career. What that's going to be, I don't know, because there's nothing identifying where you're going. It's just showing me money going up and down, somebody supporting you along the way and making big changes, and something that you're really good at and that you love. Okay, so what was the thing with Crystal there? Okay. Alyssa and work. Did I start the clock? Yes, I did. Okay. So we have the Lovers in reverse to do with your career and that. This would tell me somebody that used to have some kind of drive and passion with what they were doing, and this is where you're sort of, it's not where you want to be anymore. It's not working out the way you thought it would. You're looking at your past experience. You're looking at what else can you do? Where could you go? You may want to get back into something that's more hands-on or something involving children and family. I keep getting things to do with children for some reason. You're not trusting in your own instincts at the moment with your career and what you want to do. This is telling me where you need to put more faith in your own self about what you want to do. In the middle of the deck, this was actually flipped over. This is saying you need to be heard. You need to go up to whoever it is and say, listen, I've been working here for X amount of time. I believe that I deserve this, or I'd like to put in for this, or I'm not going to work here anymore, whatever it is. You need to be heard. You do have the World at the bottom of the deck in reverse. The World is normally about something finally coming to an end. I feel it hasn't ended yet, but it could mean that in the near future there's going to be talk of movement and travel. So you may be going back to uni, you may be changing everything, but it definitely looks like there's something else. A general career reading for when you'll receive another job offer. Okay, let's get that one done just to finish off. Anyway, thank you, Alyssa. Good luck with everything. Okay, Chris, let's get this one done. This is the last one for the day. Now, this song's about where did our love go at the moment, Chris? Where did our love go? All right, here we go. I think you're allowed to hum a tune, but you're not allowed to actually sing the words. I've noticed on other people's channels and that it's okay if it's just they're doing the music. I've seen where people are teaching a song on guitar, and yeah, I haven't started the clock yet, and they only play a certain amount, or they'll go the like this, they'll hum and they won't say the words. So I think as long as you don't say the words. But this is, I think, the Supremes or Diana Ross, this song I'm listening to at the moment. Okay, here we go, Crystal. You want to know what's coming up in regards to when will you be receiving a new job offer, another one? When will something be coming up? What does it look like? What sort of information can I get around it? Here we go. Okay. Well, this is a total turnaround, Chris. Wow. There's more than one job offer coming in. You've got all different areas here. Okay, let's just start at the top. This is where you want something done and dusted. You're over it. You want it done. This is literally like where somebody, to get the money you're getting, it's not worth the stress that you're under. Okay, so this feels like this is a dead-end street, even though the money would be good and stable. You're thinking about the past of where you used to work, what you used to do, what you did when you were at university, what plans you had for your future, even the recent future and the near future. You do have triple tens sitting here, and like I just said to Alyssa, triple tens or even two tens, it's usually about starting your own business or going into something new completely. It can represent real estate. I don't feel that you're going to be going and selling real estate or anything like that. You do have a card that can represent the court system or hospital. It can represent insurances and things like that as well, or taxation. This is where somebody's put their own stuff on you, which you've already told me about recently. And this was very irresponsible on their part, and it's very frustrating energy as well. But you have this Nine of Hearts with this wonderful outcome, because this is where your wish is coming true and everything, because you've got 9 at the beginning turning into the red 9. So unfavorable, very favorable. And then you've got the triple tens. Just on a side note, you do have a 3 down here. You've actually got 3 3s down here. You do have the 2 9s. You have 3 9s, 3 3s, 3 9s, and you have the baby boy sitting here. So, yeah, pregnancy, baby boy is sitting in your career reading. So you said, when would things come in? When would this new offer come in? Possibly you're going to end up pregnant when you start or get offered something else. And you're going to go down a totally different journey because of a pregnancy. Unless you're going to be working in a hospital with families and pregnant women for some reason. That could be an option there. Could be something to do with all women, because you have 3 queens in this reading. So I'm wondering whether you're going to be working in an all-female kind of atmosphere or working with women, just women, and children. Down here, your challenges are about the jobs you want, you have to move. You got a black 7 here where this is travel and movement, and you have to move backwards and forwards. It also could represent G, that where you go and what you want to do revolves around his energy as well, of what he wants to do and where he wants to go, okay? Your other challenges are dealing with sharp-tongued women. This woman can be very opinionated, very strong-willed, and you may have to work together to get the result you're wanting. But this is learning new things and really nice energy when you put the 3 together. This is like a new friendship with a very strong, dominating female. But yeah, your challenge, I feel, is the relationship going on at the moment, as to if you take on this job and it's over in Florida, let's say, can G follow you there, or is that impossible? So yeah, I feel that the job opportunities coming up have something to do with 10, 9, 3. Yeah, 10, 9, 3 are the main numbers. So that could be an address, it could be dates, it could be so many weeks away. Your middle section about what's going on with new job offers, we have you standing side by side with support figure. We have a letting go of something in the background. We have following your heart and your desire. And then we have a lot of work ahead. Now, this sequence together normally means a couple and discussing pregnancy and timing, and this is their heart's desire, but the timing is off with the black cards. So it's there, but it's not there yet. So for some reason, your reading has something to do revolving around a relationship and pregnancy at the same time. Your outcome cards on what might be happening is still frustration around being handed things that are not your responsibility. Black 6 is where somebody doesn't take care of what they need to do. This is you, very hardworking, very desired by people for a job. You do have something coming in that's going to be very surprising and right up your alley here. It's not showing me what though, Chris. The only thing I can see is if you've applied for a job and you know that you're going to be predominantly working with women, and maybe there's a man in the background somewhere, a CEO or something like that, but predominantly the people on a day-to-day basis is going to be you and 3 other females sorting out through things, or you're going to be working with women at, like, let's say, a women's crisis centre, breast cancer unit, whatever, something that's predominantly to do with women or children or both. That looks like that's where the offer is. Now, let's say that there was an health insurance company. They want you to do the legal stuff at their company, and right next door is a women's centre with abused women or something like that. I feel that there's a transition. I've always felt that, especially the job with the hospital, that you would slide into a different career through that job. So I'm wondering whether it's time to start putting the feelers out for something connected to that job, but totally different from that job. So let's say you're working in an office, typing in checks and contracts and whatever, and right next door is a birthing clinic, and they're looking for people to do training to be a nurse and be assistant in birthing. That could be the transition through. So something to do with women, the numbers that I told you, which was 10, 3, and 9, which could be dates and times, and it could be an address. 10,039 could be the address. Yeah, so, all right, let's get on to these ones. And it also revolves around a personal relationship as to which job you would go for and which job you would accept if you get it. So when is it coming? You said, when is the next job offer? When's it coming? Where's it coming from? When's it coming? Women, those numbers. So if we take the numbers as 3, 9, 10, it could be you hear about it in the next 3 days or 3 weeks, and then everything starts progressing with 9 to 10 weeks. Or September, October would be transition time and movement. I actually thought you would have moved by now. It's June now, and remember we did a reading at the beginning of the year and I said it's postponed, and I thought I said May, June, and you would be moving. And it doesn't look like that's happening at the moment. Hopefully it's not like what's happened with some of my private readings I've done. I've done a reading on people and they'd come back a year later and say, everything you told me happened a year later. Because that's way off in the distance, isn't it? Okay, the other things I'm seeing here, okay, your struggles and everything at the moment is, this is like nightmares, fears, stress. It is in reverse, so it's not as bad as it could be. You are looking at whether you can travel and move, whether maybe this is the best thing. So this is sitting in your challenge area about movement. It is the Page of Wands, which I do feel it's still something to do with a personal relationship. And also in your challenges is the hard stress and the work and getting there. How am I going to do this? You're being told to just wait and hang, and it will come. There's also something about returning to the past, some offer coming from someone from your past. I'm assuming a female or a very young energy because you've got 3 pages in this reading. And pages is normally a new school, a new learning, especially the Page of Pentacles is taking on something new. And we do have the Page of Pentacles sitting with the pregnancy, the Empress card. Oh my God. And a 9 of Cups underneath it. Like, seriously? This is where things are meant to be at the moment, Chris. Everything will revolve the way it's meant to be with the what's the name card, the Wheel of Fortune card. And then we have your outcome is, I've always felt that 9 of Wands is where somebody's putting a barrier up and making complications for themselves and only letting a particular thing, it has to be in this place with this people, it has to be this much money, and I have to stay at home and do it. I feel that this is telling you that when you turn those conditions around, that's where it's coming in. I also feel because you've got 2 9s in the second part of the reading and you had 3 9s in the first part of the reading, it's got something to do with 9 weeks, 9 months, or September. You also have the Page of Swords about, that can be someone acting silly or trying to push something too quickly. You are told to hang around and wait. And lastly, we've got about this letting something emotional, leaving the emotional attachments out of business decisions. Okay? So that's what's sitting there. And just to finish off for you today and last reading of the day, we're going to give these to you. Just what are the messages for Chris today? What does she need to hear? And I send every blessing out into your family. Every blessing to them, these young women that are not doing too well at the moment, Chris. I hope and pray that the light shines on them. If I remember, tonight when I'm in bed, I'm going to send what I call the pink ball energy. A friend of mine had cancer years ago, and when I would go to bed, I would lay there, I'd imagine where she was at that point in time, and I would literally see a big pink ball of light and healing come out of me, go out through my roof, out into the sky, around the other side of the planet, down into where she was, through her roof, sitting in her kitchen or wherever she might have been at that time, in bed or whatever. I did it while she was in bed, asleep, and I was awake. I can do that for both your, and she, funny thing was, she had a dream and she felt this pink thing go, and she's fine. That was years ago. She's fine. All right, Chris, this is just for you. Anything else you need to know? 2 from the top, 2 from the bottom. Okay. You're being told to be wise with your choices, whether that's work, relationships, whatever it is you're doing. Someone is being very, very loyal and true to you with a lot of love there. Be wary of somebody wearing 2 faces around you. This person might be really lovely one minute. There may be some ulterior motive going on there. This sometimes can come out to say that play along at their own game. So if someone you feel is playing a game with you, you play it back. And also, you're going to like this one, you have this coming up in your near future. Now, this could be a business contract you're signing with this here, but it also could be, because you have that loyalty card, this could be a future romantic involvement that is very, very solid and true. Anyway, thank you to everybody. Nina, let me see, if he arrived at 11:30, they would probably be finishing right now. Nina, I'll have a look at WhatsApp, what you've got there, but we probably are going to the club tomorrow. Because I went on live today, I don't think I'll go on live again, especially on a Saturday, and it is a long weekend here, so I'm assuming that there's going to be too many people there anyway. But I will take everything, and Nina, if you've got something you wanted me to look at, a mini reading for you, I'll do that for you tomorrow. I need to finish up now. I can see the other guy that's over. No, that's not him. That's the guy that works here. I thought it was the other guy that was here when we first got here signaling me, but it's the guy that works here. He's talking to somebody else. All right, that's it. Thank you, everyone, and take care. And if I don't see you again until next week, everybody have a wonderful weekend. Be safe, be well, keep warm. If it's too warm where you are, keep cool. And take care. Mwah. Love to everybody. Bye.